Good morning, everyone. I'm Glenn Nager, lead counsel in this action for Huawei, and I'm a partner at the law firm Jones Day. As you know, in March, Huawei filed a lawsuit in federal court in the Eastern District of Texas, challenging the constitutionality of Section 889 of the 2019 National Defense Authorization Act. Pursuant to an agreement that we've reached with the United States government, this case presents pure questions of law that can be decided on cross motions by the court. And so today, Huawei has moved for summary judgment on the ground that under well-established United States Supreme Court and federal appellate precedent, Section 889 on its face violates the Bill of Attainder Clause, the Due Process Clause, and the vesting clauses of the United States Constitution. As we've explained in our motion, the United States Constitution limits Congress to enacting laws and prohibits Congress from itself applying the laws, as that's the role of the executive and the courts. Congress may not selectively punish specific persons. Congress may not selectively deprive persons, specific persons, of their property interests or their liberty interests. And Congress may not itself exercise the executive powers or the judicial powers. Section 889 of the 2019 NDAA violates all of these constitutional rules. As shown in our motion, Section 889 is selective legislative punishment. It calls out Huawei by name. As its sponsors admitted in legislative debate, Section 889 is designed to drive Huawei out of the United States, to banish it from our country, a quintessential form of punishment under Bill of Attainder case law. Furthermore, in contrast to laws that courts have upheld against Bill of Attainder challenges, Section 889 is not closely tailored to achieve non-penal purposes, such as protecting national defense or protecting government network security. Rather, by restricting purchases of Huawei equipment, not only by federal agencies, but also by government contractors and federal loan and grant recipients that have no connection to defense functions or to government information systems. Section 889 piles on burdens that are unnecessary to non-penal objectives. And by not restricting use of covered equipment in national defense functions or government information networks, and by not addressing any of the other manifest risks in the global supply chain for telecommunications equipment, Section 889 is so under-inclusive that it cannot legally be justified by reference to these non-penal purposes. The legislative record here is clear that the restrictions in Section 889 were enacted as a response to Huawei's alleged misdeeds and its alleged supposed association with the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party. That's the most classic function of punishment and is a quintessential violation of the Bill of Attainder Clause. Our motion also shows that for similar reasons, Section 889 violates due process and the constitutional separation of powers. Again, Section 889 is selective legislation. It singles out and it targets Huawei. It also deprives Huawei of its protected property and liberty interests without affording it constitutionally necessary due process. And Section 889 assumes the fact-finding and law application functions of the executive and the courts, contrary to our constitutional separation of powers. In other words, as Dr. Song said, Section 889 is the classic trial by legislature that the United States Constitution forbids. Thank you.